Cheers lads, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another monster guide for you guys, this time on the local bird boy, the Shrike. Like last time, we're gonna go over its physical features, its weapon and armor, as well as how you can beat it. I hereby proudly present the definitive Shrike guide. Now, let's take a closer look at today's specimen. The Shrike is a feathered quadruped with large talons on all of its legs. Its backside is decorated with a plumage like it's typically only seen with regular birds, as well as its face and overall look resembling an owl, which sparked endless jokes of the Shrike sitting on a tree and hooting, despite the in-game description specifically stating it doesn't hoot. All the feathers seem to contain trace amounts of ether, making some places on its body glow blue. While enraged, the ether in its feathers and attacks turn red and a flame lights up in its eyes. You are now looking at the Shrike's armor set, which is a solid steel armor fitting of knights, with the only resemblance to Shrike being the claws and feather-like outcrops on the helmet. Its armor, when fully upgraded, reaches a maximum defense value of 44 points. The helmet and leg armor both have the evasive perk, which gives you a 7% longer iframe when dodging, while the chestplate and gauntlets have the conditioning perk, which increases your stamina regeneration by 5% each. Thus, when you are wearing the full set of armor, your iframes are prolonged by 14% and your stamina regeneration is increased by 10%. Every part except the helmet contains a slot for a utility cell. I recommend slotting these with enough evasive cells to increase that to 6, giving you a plus 42% increase to your iframes. Any leftover slots should be filled up with conditioning cells as always. The weapons all look great, sporting sleek lines with the decorative parts resembling golden feathers. Its weapon set, when fully upgraded, has a total strength of 176 raw damage, and all share the unique effect of dealing 30% extra part damage for the first hit after a dodge. And now, let's get into the most important part of the video, the actual fight. While more challenging than the Gnasher, it's still more than manageable with even your starter gear, so there is no special preparation or loadout required. The order in which you break its parts is essentially irrelevant, since none of them change the fight in a meaningful way. Like the Gnasher, most of its attacks are well signaled, with the only exception being his single swipe. It has no real tell, he seems to use it at random and it deals moderate amounts of damage. If you notice him do this and have the reflexes to react, roll backwards or to whatever side is facing away from him. Arguably his most dangerous attack is the dive bomb, where he ascends a few feet in the air and crashes at you after a short delay. To counter this, angle your camera so you have a clear view on him and roll in any direction, just as he starts stretching his wings out even further. Actually avoiding this attack when used mid-fight is near impossible, so you have to learn the iframe for this one. When he's far away, he might charge at you. While this is easily avoided by dodging to either side, be wary of one of the following attacks afterwards. When he lifts one wing and starts forming a ball of ether beneath it, he will hurl a blade at you, which can be dodged by rolling to either side. He tends to use this attack after a charge, or when there is no slayer nearby. Him jumping backwards with a strong wind building in front of him informs you that he is about to launch a tornado towards you. The attack travels very slowly, so even walking to the side should be enough to avoid it. He tends to use this attack after a charge or to build some distance for his ether blade. Jumping forward indicates his glide attack, which always seems to follow after either a tornado or a charge. Him lifting his front leg off the ground may indicate his claw salve, where he strikes 4 times with his claws. This is one of his least threatening attacks, as it does deal moderate damage, but he moves so slowly during it that you can just outrun him by walking away. He may cancel this attack after the first 2 strikes, if there is no slayer near him or behind him. As his enrage attack, he stands still and inhales deeply while beginning to glow red, followed by a large ether discharge. Unlike the Gnasher's enrage attack, I would recommend getting away as far as you can when you see this, as his discharge is much larger. While enraged, he will always shoot 2 ether blades in quick succession, and his glide will be repeated multiple times. So, what should you do? While the Shrike is an agile behemoth in the skies, he tends to give you quite a few openings on the ground. The most obvious one is his shriek, because he stands still and screams at you. He tends to shriek after his claw salve, which is an excellent opportunity since that attack is near useless. When he's gliding at you, hitting him with anything will make him gracefully faceplant into the dirt. This is best achieved with a shot from the war pike, but the hammer works just as well. While it is possible to hit him with a melee attack, doing so is tricky and involves a good bit of risk without prior training. If you are a hammer or wallpike user, I recommend keeping a single shot stored up, no matter the charge, in case he glides at you. You can also abuse his glide spam when enraged by constantly knocking him to the floor. Your team will thank you for it. With any other weapons, stay away from his front, as he doesn't really have any attacks to hit you if you are behind him. Unlike most behemoths, he flies away, which makes it easy for you to trace him and take the fight to him before he heals too much. Armed with this knowledge and your newly acquired Gnasher gear, you should have no trouble putting this poor mistreated owl out of its misery. If he somehow continues to be a wall to you, feel free to leave a comment down below, containing your in-game name so you can find other people to hunt with, or just play online like a normal person. Anyways, that was it for today's monster guide. I hope I could help you. If I did, consider leaving a like, as it supports the channel immensely. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next episode where we take a look at the fearsome Quillshot. Feel free to leave now or watch the rest of the hunt, and happy hunting!